Petty Cash Fund by Arshdeep Baidwan. For the purpose of this video, we will be taking an imaginary business called Joanne's Consulting Services. She has trouble managing and controlling the cash in her business, as cash is the most desired asset. Cash is a basic control activity that allows companies to better monitor their cash outflows. However, some expenses are so minor that there is no need to take the hassle of writing a check. There are three key steps for petty cash funds. Number 1, establishing the fund. Number 2, making payments from the fund. And number 3, replenishing the fund. Number 1, a petty cash fund is established by writing a check for the amount of the fund, then cashing the check and placing it under the care of an employee designated as a custodian. To illustrate, suppose that on the 1st of June, Joanne cashes a $100 check into the bank to establish a petty cash fund. The cash is then given to Cassandra, the custodian. This example affects the petty cash account and the cash account. As petty cash increases, hence it is debited, and as cash decreases, it is credited, like so. It also must be noted that cash and petty cash are both types of assets, as Joanne's Consulting Services still has its cash. Hence there is no change in the assets equals liabilities and equity equation. Number 2, after the fund is established, the cash is used to qualify for expenditures. The payments for these expenditures are made in two ways. Firstly, the cash can be directly taken from the fund to make the payment. Secondly, employees can make payments from personal assets and they can seek reimbursement from the fund later on. However, it is important to note that both methods require the collection of receipts from the custodian, which in our case is Sarah. Replenishing the fund. Once the petty cash decreases, one must reimburse the funds. To do so, the remaining cash balance in the fund must be calculated, and this is placed on the petty cash fund replenishment report. To illustrate, suppose that on the 31st of June, Joanne's Consulting Services examines the petty cash fund and prepares the following report. Petty cash replenishment reports show the cash remaining in the fund and the cash requested to replenish this lost fund, while also displaying the receipts in the fund and their breakdown. This report shows that $90 of the funds needs to be replaced. It also shows there are receipts totaling $90. Recording the replenishment. As a result, Joanne would debit the expenses, which are the postage expense of $55 and office expense of $35. She would also need to cash the check worth $90 in order to replenish the fund. Note again that the assets decrease by 90, however equity increases by the value of 90. So there is no change in the assets and equals liability and equity equation. Thank you for listening.